Dude, no. You gotta go like, hey. Oh, okay. Wait. My words float on the sound. Mouth all swimming around. Yeah. Wait for the drop of the.
Or to this computer. All right. Well, this is the third episode of the LeboWan Kenobi Show, my little podcast experiment that I have no idea what I'm doing with at the moment. But I'd like to welcome my next guest, and that is Daddy Ren 66.
Hello.
Welcome. And you want to hear something crazy, dude?
Hmm.
I am blind and I miss things that are very obvious, but I checked your TikTok profile and the Instagram profile. I don't know your real name. I don't know your
Oh,
Wait, but I want to guess.
okay.
I'm going to go with either Mitch or Brian.
It's actually somewhere right in the middle.
I don't know.
Well, everyone just calls me bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
So-
it's Patrick.
Patrick. Okay. That was probably maybe 15th or 16th on my guest list. So, so Patrick, welcome to, as I said, my little social experiment that I have no idea what I'm doing. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Sure. I've been a huge fan of yours since I got on TikTok. Dude, what's your secret, man? I looked at your stats. You have like 205,000 followers, but not only that, you have like 4 million likes.
I honestly think I got lucky with a few videos, and that's what kind of caused that to happen, because everything else is just kind of standard making a meme in a cosplay.
Right. Do you remember what your first super hit was? And what
Yes, actually, my first super hit was I'm not sure if you remember the trend where you go up to the camera and then it stops, but then you can move.
Oh yeah, like people would hit a frying pan type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. I went in to like hit the camera as Kylo Ren with the lightsaber, making sure that just the blade was there. And then I pretended to do a stripper dance on it. And that was the first one that got big.
And then a star was born. Dude, that is awesome. So yeah, let's talk about your cosplays, man. You have Kylo, and it's funny. You and I have a similar cosplay menu.
We do. I've noticed that. Yeah.
But I also noticed, and to mention this with Mark Kenobi, I think a lot of bearded people have similar cosplays.
Yeah.
So it's Obi-Wan, Captain America, which I have. I have a Wolverine. I do an Old Man Logan, but I don't think you do any Wolverine type.
No.
And then for some reason, I don't know why bearded guys do Kylo, and I think that's just because it is a hero character, but he wears a helmet, so you don't have to really look like him.
Yeah, that helps.
And Baron Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? What am I missing?
I've got a Green Arrow.
Okay.
That I'm sitting on, and then.
Do you prefer DC over Marvel, or are you? I mean, you seem.
I like them both the same. I like different aspects more in some areas than others. Like in terms of movies, I do prefer Marvel, but in terms of like the animated movies and animated shows, I do prefer DC.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So what else we have? You have a Thor? You have a Thor?
I do have a Thor. Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, like Infinity War Thor, because I can't really do wigs very well.
I got to tell you, I refuse to do wigs, and I think because I have a big head and I'm very lucky with a lot of hair, and I just don't think a wig's gonna work. But that being said, I am researching bald caps for people seem to like Obadiah Stane.
Oh yeah.
So if I could do him outside of a filter, I would consider it.
Right.
So how did you get into cosplay, and when?
So I was always interested in it, and the person that actually pushed me to finally cosplay was my fiance Elise.
Okay.
She had been cosplaying for a number of years before I met her, and then one of our first dates was actually LA Comic-Con.
Awesome.
and I was originally supposed to be a part of their group cosplay. They were doing it was a like 5 or 6 people all doing characters from The Mummy, and
Okay.
I couldn't really get anyone that one wasn't taken and two people would like look at like, oh hey, from The Mummy.
Right.
So I threw together a very closet Peter Parker cosplay um, that looked very similar to Peter Parker from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics,
Okay.
and then that was the picture I took was actually retweeted by the writer of Ultimate Spider-Man, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, you know what's interesting about you versus other people I've been interviewing so far? You actually go to Comic Cons.
Oh yeah.
It's weird. A lot of people I've been talking to got into cosplay through TikTok, but they've never been to a con before.
Right. I feel like a lot of people got into it this last year
Yeah.
because we had time.
We had the time to kill. What would you say is your favorite cosplay to go to?
Mm, right now, it's probably Zemo because of how comfortable it is. There aren't any zippers I have to have somebody else help me with. It's just I could just do it all myself, and I don't have to wear any waist trainers for anything. Because when I do Kylo, I actually, because I'm so neurotic, I have to wear 2 waist trainers
Okay.
just to make myself feel better about myself.
Dude, I actually, no one understands that more than I do, and that's one of the reasons why I sold my Kylo is
Oh
it was just, yeah, you have to be pretty, it's not very flattering if you're not like super
no.
um
Yeah.
yeah, and the pandemic wasn't helping that because, oh look, cookies and no and no gyms.
Yeah.
What is it, so Zemo right now, do you have like a dream cosplay? Like, dude, if money was no object, like what do you think you'd be doing?
See, I actually don't know. All of the cosplays that I do and have wanted to do have been relatively simple. So there isn't anything I've seen that I'm really like shooting for.
Okay.
I would have said stealth suit Captain America, but I actually just got that. That came in today, actually.
Out, dude,
Yeah.
I got a breaking news exclusive right. Although I probably won't post this till Monday, but that's, dude, who'd you get it through if you don't mind me asking?
I believe it was Sims cosplay.
Okay. And have you tried it
Yeah.
on? Maybe
Not
tried
yet.
it.
No.
Okay. Dude, I can't wait to see it. That's absolutely brilliant. And I think all Captain America suits are the same. And you already have one, right? So yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna need help zipping up, because
Yeah.
it's in the back. Although someone told me, and what I do is I have a long piece of string, so I do it like a surfer suit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, dude, that is awesome.
Thank you.
So you already have a Captain America. What made you decide to go for another one?
So Captain America and the Winter Soldier was always my favorite Marvel movie,
Sure.
and the look of the suit I really liked from when Steve Rogers wore it in the comics, and then when they made it in the movie, I was really excited about it. But the other Captain America suit I have is Infinity War, and that definitely went with the beard that I had at the time.
Yeah, I get it. Do you, how do you choose your cosplays? Is a beard even a factor, or do you?
Sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So how do you choose your cosplays you're gonna do?
If it's a character that I really like from the source material, or I happen to look as, because I wouldn't say that I'm a talented cosplayer.
Oh, dude, I
There,
think a lot of people would disagree with that, but go on.
I just there are a lot of people that are way more talented in how they can absolutely just transform themselves into the character, and I think that's amazing.
Sure.
I don't have that talent, so I just try to stay like in the wheelhouse of bearded guy or helmet person.
Um, Is that the criteria? Is that how you choose your cosplays? Is just beard or helmet? Like,
Uh,
is there anyone you would be like, damn, I wish they grew a beard because I'd like to cosplay that person?
um, hmm. I guess I would like to see a bearded version of Batman.
Haha,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. I've actually Googled bearded Batman and I did find one, but I think it's
Oh,
just
cool.
I think it's just fan art.
Right.
That is awesome. One of my favorite cosplays you do, and you haven't done it in a while, is gender swap Ray.
Yeah, so I'm a very sweaty boy, and so I kind of ruined my Ray cosplay.
Oh,
Yeah, so I need to get a new one.
and
So I'm just waiting on that.
what I like about that is that you and I seem to have similar tastes in cosplays, and I consider doing a gender swap race. What inspired you to say, you know what? I got a beard. I'm a dude. I'm doing Ray today. I'm totally buying a Ray costume, and I'm like, how did that even come about?
That actually came from a TikTok trend where partners were swapping the normal clothes that they wear, and
Okay.
we wanted to do that with cosplays. So there's a video I have where my fiance, my tiny fiance, is wearing my Kylo suit and helmet, and I come in as Ray. And then it just happened to be really comfortable. So I just wanted to do more content with it.
I think it's great. Do you have any other? I'm trying to think. Do you have any other gender swap
I do
cosplay?
have a gender swapped Black Widow that I call Nathaniel Bromanoff.
I do vaguely remember seeing that one.
Yeah.
Um, so your fiance got you into cosplay. Is she on TikTok?
Yes.
I may follow her. I should double check that. So do you guys try to do like couple cosplays or
When we go
cosplays
to
that,
cons, we definitely do.
what's your what has been your favorite con so far?
Um, we've we've been most consistent with WonderCon.
Okay,
We'll do LA Comic Con sometimes, but we go to every single WonderCon.
that is awesome. I like WonderCon. It started up out here in the
Oh
Bay
yeah.
Area, and
Oh
then
cool.
I think our convention hall we were doing was under construction, and they moved it to the LA area for a short time, but it never came back.
Ah.
But I remember the when I went to, Jon Favreau came out to talk about his new movie Iron Man, and he showed us a sneak clip of the testing the boot jets to make sure he could fly, which
That's
was
cool.
really cool. And then after that, Dave Filoni came out and said, "Hey, I'm working on a new project called Clone Wars."
Nice.
He showed us footage from that, and yeah, and actually that's how they met. Um,
Oh,
they met at that WonderCon,
that's
and
awesome.
well, at that WonderCon, but also Jon Favreau was doing sound editing at Skywalker Ranch, and Dave Filoni was there, and they met.
Right.
Um, so how did you? For some reason, my podcast sticks with Star Wars. I guess it's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Right.
Um, I'm not going to ask how old you are, but can you tell me your first experience with Star Wars and what movie like was the first like theater experience for you?
Okay. So when I was growing up, we had
And
the
are you from the LA region?
yes, I've been here my entire life except for 1 year when we moved to South Dakota for some reason and then went back.
Okay.
But my first experience with Star Wars was actually the special edition VHS box that was all gold.
Sure. Oh, I know. Remember that one? Yes.
Yeah. So that was my first experience. I used to watch them with my brothers just constantly. And then my first movie experience was actually Attack of the Clones.
Oh, Get Out.
Yeah.
Um, so you saw the special edition and then Attack of Clones. Do you have a favorite trilogy? Like if you were on a desert island and you're like, I only had to watch one trilogy over and over again for the rest of my life, what do you think you would choose?
I think I would probably choose with the trilogy as a whole, I would probably go with the originals.
Okay. Just because it's the originals or
Probably because I've watched them the most, and the the movies themselves mean a lot to me. And
Like
there
what?
isn't
What are
like,
they like? Like how so?
oh well, it was my first foray into nerddom, and then it just like a spark blew out. You're like, oh, this is what I want to do.
Is
I
that
want to be in Star Wars.
so? That's a great question. And if you don't want to talk about outside your social media life or anything, what do you do? If you don't mind me asking.
I work uh, only because I'm not a big on people knowing where I work.
That's totally cool.
Oh yeah, I do work in a fancy pants restaurant near and around the Anaheim area.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Any celebs ever come in?
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Uh, my favorite one that came in was I forgot his name, but he was the actor that played Sawyer on Lost.
I didn't watch Lost.
Oh wow. Well, he was probably the nicest celebrity that came in.
That's awesome. Um, all right, so I know you can't go into I know you can't go into detail about it, but tell me about last night.
Oh,
Or you can't go into details about the episode, but you can.
right.
Yeah.
I could. So the fan experience was really fun. Had a lot of people dressed as Loki and other Marvel characters. Got to see their own specific spins on Loki, which is always fun to see. Um, and then Owen Wilson was there. I didn't expect to see Owen Wilson. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Did he pose for pictures at all?
Not with us. I actually he might have later, but by the end of it, we were so hungry we kind of just got out of there.
I'm glad that they're doing stuff like that again, where
Yeah.
they're inviting to the public. How did actually? This is a great question because I'm sure the 16 people who are watching this would like to know. Um, how did you get picked? Did they find you?
Disney just contacted me on Instagram.
Really? So they found you on social media? Dude,
Yeah.
that's wild. And I've heard that happens a lot.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
no worries.
So that's really cool about Disney contacting you on social media. Were you at first? Were you like, this has got to be a scam?
Little, yeah, at first, yeah. I was like, that sounds too good to be true.
Yeah. So what did you do after that?
I kind of like left it on red, and then I did my own research. Like, is this real? Is this real? And then it just went from there.
How many? Do you know how many people were there from like just social media types?
Um, Not super sure. We got there pretty early, so we were near the front of the line to get into El Capitan.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how many people were there after we sat down.
That's
But
a nice theater.
mm,
I saw, I think El Capitan is where I saw the Rogue One premiere, and that's
oh, cool.
yeah. Was this your first like kind of because you're from the LA region and stuff, and you're pretty successful on social media, and you're an all around cool guy. Is this your first experience with like a premiere type of situation?
With something like that, yeah. A really long time ago, when I was still in high school, my friends and I were in Hollywood one day, and then somebody approached us on the street saying, "Hey, do you want to see a movie premiere?" And we didn't really have anything to do, and they looked official, and they were outside of the theater. So he said, "Sure," and so we got to see the premiere of The Apparition, this horror movie
Okay.
with Sebastian Stan in it.
Oh, that's so funny. How
Yeah,
ironic that
yeah,
look at him now. That is
yeah.
that's very cool. Um, what I want to ask you about premiere. So you dressed as Loki. So I know you can't talk about the episodes, but what do you think about the show?
Oh, so with the other Marvel shows, it took to the second episode to get me hooked.
Hmm.
I was hooked on the first episode. Like within the first 15 minutes of the first episode, I was hooked.
Yeah, I
And it keeps on getting better.
I agree with you 100%. I loved WandaVision, and one of the things I liked about WandaVision was just how the fan community is coming up with these conspiracy theories, these Easter eggs. This Mephisto. We're going to see Reed Richards, and
Yeah.
it just became like a thing. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier was just, it was fun, and I loved it. It was just straight action story. There was no hidden messages or anything. It was just, here's the story, and then boom. But I think Loki's going to be like WandaVision. You're going to be looking in the background and saying, "Wait, I
Yeah.
saw an orb that's probably reference to this," and not, even in the first episode. This is going to air Monday, so spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. But if you watched it by Monday, then what are you doing? The first episode, when they see the stained glass episode, and the French boy points to the devil, I'm like, Mephisto. It's totally
Yeah.
Mephisto.
That's what I thought too.
Do you think like, what do you think about do you watch a lot of the fan theory videos on YouTube?
I've seen a few.
Like, do you fall into them? Do you get disappointed? Like, for example, if Spider-Man can't get No Way Home,
Mhm.
what do you think that'll be a multiverse movie? Or, and if like, what do you think it might be about? Or have you not even?
I see that as a possibility, like with how, because I mean, the next Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, so it's definitely possible that we're gonna have a Spider-Verse movie. Um, I do think that if you cram all three Spider-Men in one movie, it kind of takes away from the Tom Holland Spider-Man story that we're trying to tell. And we also have Sony's Spider-Verse movie that did a very good job with that.
Did.
So I'm not sure. I would like to see maybe the other Spider-Man, including Tom Holland, interact with Miles Morales in that movie. But
Right.
if it's a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, I'd kind of want it to be like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. But I do know that they want to keep doing bigger things, and that might be part of it.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard to do. They're also talking about all these villains, and so it sounds really villain heavy.
Mhm.
Me personally, I would love to see a multiverse movie, but like, I don't like. I want Toby and Andrew to be in it, but I also don't want it to be a quick cameo. Like, I want them to
Yeah.
be in it, and it's going to be hard to divide those three characters. And if you're doing a multiverse movie, you have to have Miles in there.
Yeah.
You should also have a Spider Gwen at
Mhm.
some point. So it's going to get complicated. Also, you do another cosplay, a bearded cosplay that was on my list, but I never did, and that's Mysterio.
Yes.
So yeah, you work at a restaurant. I was gonna say, what's your day job? But restaurants are mostly night jobs, dude. These cosplays are just, you just have so many, and it's so.
I have a lot. Yeah.
And I mean, do you feel that because of social media, that's helped you grow your cosplay collection?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Before the pandemic, we did of course go to cons, but that would be like us making 2 cosplays a year.
Right.
And throughout this whole year, I've accumulated maybe 15 more, possibly more. But before the pandemic, we used to go to Disneyland a lot, and we used to be really big Disney bounders. We used to go to
Nice.
all of the Dapper Day,
Yeah,
and
I've
then
always wanted to go to
Gala Day for
Dapper
Doctor Who and all that.
Day. Okay, I've always wanted to go to Dapper Day, and it's never on a date that I can go.
Oh.
What's your what would you say is your favorite Disney bound that you and your fiance did?
Right now, it's probably the Loki one we did yesterday.
Pretty
But
awesome.
before that, we both did rockabilly versions of Ariel and Prince Eric, and we also did 20s versions of Dodger and Georgette,
Dodger and Georgette's from
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope we meet one day because I think we would get along
I think so too.
in so many ways. I love Dapper Day. I really want to go. I do start to Disney bound when I can. In fact, I'm going to Disneyland June 27th or 28th.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going with my friend Rick, and we're meeting Jazzy, that one
Yeah.
nerdy fun girl, and we're talking about we're gonna go to Galaxy's Edge. I'm like, okay, so I guess we'll Disney bound as our characters, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka. And I'm like, wait, are we gonna Disney bound to the Avengers too? Like, am I gonna have to do like a costume change? And Rick is like, I am, and me and Jazzy are like, oh no, dude, because like, what if we go to Avengers Land and then go back to Disneyland? That's gonna be a lot of changes. Um, let's see. Have you been yet to the Avengers campus?
Not yet, no.
What are you looking forward to going to it? And what do you think and you're a big Disney person, so like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume this is just a guess here that you had an annual pass
Yeah.
and now you are mortal. Like,
Yeah.
when's your next plans to go? Do you think?
We're looking on. It's actually so this if this is coming out Monday, we've already gone. We're planning on going
Okay.
Saturday the 12th.
So funny. That's awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy Avengers Campus. It sounds
We're actually not able to go there. We're just going to Disneyland for that day.
okay. So you're gonna do Batu?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Um, let's see. I think so. I think this might bring us to our lightning round.
Okay.
Well, actually, just what's in that collection behind you? I see a lot of nerdy.
Oh, so that is our like communal bookshelf. I have my Lord of the Rings books and Harry Potter books and Series of Unfortunate Events, and then we also have Cards Against Star Wars,
Oh, I'd love to play that sometime.
and then just some video games that didn't fit downstairs.
Dude, you are a big king of many fandoms. Is there a fandom out there that you are just like, guys, I just don't get it?
So I was actually talking to my fiance about that, and I've noticed on TikTok specifically, there's a huge boom in Scooby-Doo cosplays, and I watched Scooby-Doo and I liked Scooby-Doo, but I guess not as much. And it's something that just kind of took me by surprise. Like, oh wow, Scooby-Doo. That's cool. I
Really?
wouldn't have thought though.
Really, Scooby-Doo? I mean, what is the Jetsons next? But okay, that's fair. I mean, I I can see, and there does seem to be a little bit of explosion of Scooby-Doo. I know Ari Creative does it,
Mhm.
and that new person I just discovered who got her account deleted, I forget her name.
Haunted Hostess.
Yes, she does
Yeah,
a great Velma.
yeah. She actually just got her account back.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, do you know like what was the cause or?
I'm not sure. I think it was a lot of people mass reporting her stuff,
Okay.
unfortunately,
Oh
and
yeah,
then enough people emailed TikTok to get it back.
got it. So, before I get to the lightning round, I do have another question. So, you have a great success at TikTok. Have you ever been disappointed? Like you made a TikTok and you're like, man, this is gonna go viral more than this is gonna be the best one ever, and it just bombs.
Um, there was one I did when I first got my Mandalorian suit. Before I put the armor pieces on, I found that I found out that there was a cologne commercial that Pedro Pascal did, and so
Okay.
I did the I did it in a suit with just the Mandalorian helmet on, like a regular kind of cologne commercial where like the things that you're doing doesn't really go with like selling cologne, but it's like talking about like elegance and freedom and all that stuff. And I was just doing that, and I thought it was gonna be pretty big. I laughed. I thought it was funny, which is important.
Womp womp womp. Well, again, you definitely are a great guy, and again, I this is seems to be some sort of talk show that I'm interviewing my friends. One day I'm gonna have to break out and maybe interview strangers if I continue this. So I consider you a friend, and
Thank
you
you.
definitely deserve all the success you have. I forget when exactly I started following you, but I do remember looking and saying, "Oh, holy crap! He like follows me back." That's always like a big thing. Like when someone follows you back, like that you're like super like impressed with or inspires you. Like I then go through my account and saying, "Oh my God, what are they seeing?" I'm like, "Am I worthy enough for this person to see what I do?" Because I don't know. All right, let's get to the lightning round here.
Okay.
I sent you so this time I did something different than I did with Larissa, and I sent it to you ahead because I think I threw Larissa off a bit. And by the way, she's a great TikToker too, by the way. So what makes you happy?
Um. Obvious answer, my fiance. Um. If we're talking about things, I'd say any night that I can play Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice. I haven't played that in years.
It's so much fun.
What makes you angry?
So I don't like it when people don't have empathy and they don't learn from mistakes.
Okay. What inspires you to be better?
Everyone around me.
Nice. What inspires your creativity?
Trying to make people laugh.
Nice. What is your favorite curse word? I'll probably bleep it out. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but I might bleep it out. But what's your favorite curse word?
I had to think about this one. There's so many. Okay, so one time, my brother and I were my brother was annoying me, and I was annoying him, I'm sure. But just out of the blue, I just called him a mind fucker, and then he just started cracking up. So I guess that one.
All right, that's a good one. If you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Very shy in person. He only looks like he's mean.
Who would play you in your movie?
Let's go with Daniel Bruhl.
Oh, nice. There are two types of people in the world. What are those types?
People who can find something to like in every Star Wars project, and those that just refuse to watch or read anything new.
And last but not least, I hope this day never comes, but it will eventually. What do you think your last words will be? What do you
Look out
want
for the rhino.
That's awesome. Well, Patrick, Daddy Ran 66. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have you ever been?
Thank you.
Have you been on podcast before?
I've been on one podcast, yeah.
Okay, good deal. Again, this is a little experiment for me. I've always wanted to have a podcast. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't know if I'll continue it, but
it's very organized, and I like it a lot.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to do is keep it short, because if people are going to listen to it, then I don't want it to be like a 4-hour podcast. But,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want right now. I said I'm just interviewing my friends because I think I know a lot of great people, and you being one of them, and I just want to share the people I know. Some people I don't know super well. Like I didn't know your real name, but you can kind of tell people on who they are through their social medias, especially if they say, hey, today I had a weird day, and if they go out of their normal niche. But
yeah,
again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. And I'm gonna hit stop record. Sit, Daisy, sit. Good dog.